Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Today we're going to discuss the turtles. Has it been good, or are there some massive glaring issues with it? I think spoiler warning, and it's where I'm going anyway. But to discuss this with me, it's none other than Mr. YST. How you doing, man?
How's it going, Nubby? It's nice to come here and cowabunga, dude. Come talk about some turtles and I don't know, bad ways, good ways, all ways. We
Mm,
got a lot to speak about.
yeah, I mean, like overall, let's talk about just the champions themselves. Like, are you happy with the turtle champions? Have they lived up to your expectation, your hype, just in their visuals, their kit designs?
Yeah, I think that visual wise, I'm actually a massive fan. I think sneaky wise, from a personal point of view, I love Raphael. Like,
Oh,
I've got him on my desk literally. He's my favorite turtle.
oh, he's been green screened,
Uh,
but I believe you.
Yeah, he's green screens, we've got problems like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raphael, big fan of him. I think he's probably the one that was less sought after from what I've seen in the community in terms of his kit.
Hmm.
But I think overall he's got some cool damage potential, Raphael.
Yeah.
Leonardo, obviously the fan favorite in terms of his skill set. And yeah, I think just overall the nice blend of them, they synergize very well together. I had a bunch of fun on the test server with like some arena teams and stuff and in
Hmm.
dungeons. So I think overall, kind of a plus in terms of kits. They're
Yeah.
really cool.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, what we're going to discuss now, I agree, by the way. I think that the event champion's been cool. I do have a few reservations about April being a little bit.
And Shredder. Yeah.
Shredders, I feel like his kit is fine. It's just maybe a bit undertuned. A little bit. I'm not 100% on board with April, but I love the four turtles. I think they
Yeah.
nailed it with them. Like they're so good. Um, that being said, I do think it creates a little bit of a problem. So I've got my list of spoilers, spoilers.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh,
Just pretend we've never seen that,
pretend
guys.
you never saw it. Yeah, I could edit it out, but I'm far too lazy. It's not happening. So, okay. I've got three big points to discuss. We'll break them down, but this is a huge thing for me. The FOMO of the four turtles, and like it's really a double-edged sword, which is it's so exciting to get, TMNT in raid. It's super hype. But if you don't get the champions, and specifically the four turtles, I think it feels really bad. I don't know how you feel about the previous events, but like with the Chaos Awakes event, I was like, oh, if I got Gracchus, I was like, oh cool, I got Gracchus, that's cool. But if I didn't get Gracchus, it's not the end of the world. With the Asgard divide, oh yeah, Thor was sick. I got Freya, didn't get Odin. Oh, I'd love to have Odin, but it's not the end of the world. With the turtles though, I don't feel that way. I feel like if I don't get all four of them, I feel like I'm missing out. I don't know how you feel, but what do you think about
Yeah, I
that?
think the big difference between this one and the Asgard Divide, I guess, in a sense, is the synergy, right, of the actual turtles themselves.
Yeah.
Like for players, obviously, really, it's been alluding towards this guaranteed event. Is it coming? Is it not coming? And
Yeah.
here's A3, I believe, is like the TMNT Unity, where with free turtle allies, he obviously gets a greater value as a champion, right?
Yes.
So in essence, you do want all four so you can get the most use out of that synergy of the TMNT, but also just passively, right? Like joining in with each other's attacks and stuff and all of that interaction. I think that's kind of leads towards the FOMO as well, because we all
Hmm.
want the most out of our champions, right? It's a cool IP, cool idea for a champion kit, and they all synergize. But will we get our hands on them all? And we're trying to chase them all through all these shard events, and Raphael's coming up here, and April pops up here, and we're like, oh, it's all over the place. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
definitely see the FOMO aspect of it. I think mainly because of the synergy between the turtles.
Yeah. No, I bang on. I totally agree. I think that's a huge part. And like, not only do you have like the whole lore of, oh, it's just cool to have the four turtles, but
Yeah,
as you said, they literally synergize. They're way better if you've got multiple in the team, so you really want them all. And also on top of that as well, which you didn't mention, is that they're limited time as well.
hmm
So, it's not like, oh, well, I didn't get Leonardo during the event, but hey, maybe I'll pull him in the future. And at least there's that. It's like, no, if you miss them, they're gone forever, and you could be stuck as like a 2 out of 4 or a 3 out of 4 or a 1 out of 4 turtle boy for the rest of your life and you just never have the team. Which I think
yeah,
is massive FOMO. It really is. Um, yeah. Coming on to point number two, then. I don't know how you feel about this, but basically how Plarium structures these events. I don't. Do we
hmm
even have? We've got a big event right now, but basically what Plarium has done with the last few of these is have the events. If all the event champions, they'll run like whatever 2x 2x Ancients with the 10x Raphael. They'll run, Prism Shards for Leonardo. I think they've done that as well. It might even be on right now. They'll run, like 15x events this week. And they'll run loads of these different gambling shard events where you basically need to buy shards and gamble to hopefully get the turtles. And then at the end of it, they'll come in and they'll start, which we see right now at Raphael. They ran a bunch of shard events for him earlier, gambling ones, and now we've got the guaranteed one at the end. And, there's the rumor, of course, that they could be doing that with Leonardo as well. That's looking almost certain. And yeah, I don't know how you feel about it. For me, I think that this is not necessarily a problem, but I think they've made a few big, big missteps. But I don't know, do you have like an overall vibe on it as well? Does it bother you, or you're like, no, it's fine? Or why do you think they do
I
it?
am definitely in that boat because you know how I am with shards anyway. I'm just always eating my shards. But obviously for me, because there's not really, I think one of the biggest issues, the underlying problem is they don't really set a timeline for their player base.
Oh, yeah.
So at the start of the event, of course, TMNT, we're all hyped, but what can a player expect? And we're all just left in the wind, right? Of, is the summoning shards the only way we're going to obtain these champions? But obviously, as time's gone on, they're doing ways of getting April, ways of getting Raphael, and top place leaderboard shredders, which I've never ever got personally. Some easy brackets sometimes. And the guaranteed event hinted towards the end. And if they just kind of set that from the start, at least players can plan accordingly, right? And be like, let me save my resources for this because, there's no point wasting all of my shards right now on all of these progressive chances and 10x events when, if we've just saved over the past few months, we could just get the champion anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem is no timeline and giving us exactly what resources are going to be used for this. But...
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like, here's the thing. Obviously, there was the leak that there would be the April Titan event and blah, blah, blah. But, if it wasn't for that leak, we would be literally totally in the dark. We would have no clue. I think there was a leak before for one of the events. I think it might have been Monster Hunter where they had a leak for these are going to be the events to get the champions. And then they changed some of them, I'm pretty sure. So they weren't the events that were initially leaked and all of that. But yeah, it's like, gosh, if it weren't for this leak, I know that the leak has fueled so many videos of like, what was the Leonardo path this week? Is it next week? It's been all it feels like anyone's been talking about. But it would still be a debate even if there was no leak, because it'd be going, is there going to be a way to get Leonardo? He's a limited time champion. Like, are we just supposed to gamble or not? And like that can, I've actually wrote it down, actually, I think. Yeah. So they don't announce the events and it baits you. It could easily bait you in, right? Like imagine there was no leak. We were not certain. Will there be a guaranteed Leonardo? They've been running all these like Prism events and stuff like that. They've been running like boosted events in shards. You could easily go in, pull all your shards chasing him, waste them all. And then they come out and go, ha, surprise, it is guaranteed, but you need loads of shards. And you go, oh, the only way for me to do it now is to spend lots of money. And especially for like us and like our audience are obviously super enthusiasts. Like this is a very niche portion of the player base. There's going to be so many players that are more casual. They're not watching raid videos every day and have no clue as to what's coming up and are totally at the mercy of like just this lack of information and how it can screw you over. So yeah, that's real bad, I think.
It kind of lures into what you said earlier in your video. I'm not sure when this is going out, but when you're speaking about the overlap of events as well, right? Like we're seeing it right now with the Titan points and the Raphael deck. Like a player may have led into that FOMO, maybe already got one of the champions. And then throughout this deck, you're getting the points towards one of the champions anyway. So let's just say you pulled Raphael in the progressive and you're going for the April stuff. You're like, well, I could have just, got the Raphael from here instead of wasting all my shards.
Yeah, no, I think this is a huge problem. It's why I say there's not necessarily an issue with having 15x events at the start and guaranteed at the end, if there's like a good advantage to this. So it's like, okay, and the reason why they do it is obviously because it gets them more money, right? That people will pay to gamble because gambling's fun, right? Or they're gambling addicts potentially, and then people go for the guaranteed because it's guaranteed. So they can just make a lot of money by doing it this way. It's very lucrative, but it really screws people over. I think a huge problem is exactly what you said, which is, imagine in this case, as you say, you pulled Raphael, you did the gambling events, you got cool, great. The advantage should be, oh, I got lucky. I can skip the guaranteed. fantastic. That saves me a load of resources. But as you pointed out, well, this is part of the Titan. Even at this point, Leonardo might be part of it as well, you know? And there's 100 points in here for the deck, like for the Titan event, which you can skip. And if Leonardo is in here, I would expect there might be 100 to 150 points. So Plarium can stand up and be like, oh, well, we only put 250 points for the Titan event into those things. So if you pull them before, you're fine. You could have done all the other events and still got April. And it's like, that's technically correct. But number one, we have no idea. Like, is Leonardo going to be part of this Titan event? We don't know. We've no idea.
Yeah.
And if you happen to skip an event, so for example, there was the Granite Doorkeep Path. Pretty bad, right? Especially if you didn't do the fusion. Let's say you went in, you said, I love the turtles. I'm going for the turtles. I'm even skipping the fusion. I just want the turtles. You got lucky, you pull Raphael. You say, well, I'm skipping as much of the Granite Doorkeep Path as I can because I didn't even do the fusion. I'm here for the turtles. And it might easily come out that like, oh, well, here you go. Guaranteed turtle events. Oh, you can skip them because you got lucky. Oh, but also you can't skip them because you need the Titan points to get the other champion as part of the event. I think it's a total mess, man.
And we still, even to this day, we still don't know what the Leonardo event's going to be, right?
No.
And, you know, I hope it's not the case, but can you just imagine if it's Souls again and everyone's just used them all on Raphael? And then now people may have wanted to save those for Leonardo. And in my mind, I honestly think it's going to be a shard event, if I was to guess. But you know, is it going to be a Void Shard event only? Or is it going to be Soul Stones? Is it going to be Gear Hunters, as they like to call it? We just don't know, right? I think that's definitely the biggest issue.
Yeah, there's no way to know. But yeah, I think they need to change this in the future so that if you get lucky and you pull a champion, that it's like, skipping the guaranteed event is just a net win. Like it shouldn't be possible. Full stop. It should be impossible. If you get lucky and pull the champion early, or get them from a prism or 15, 10, whatever, you get them early, or you just get lucky from a random shard. It should be impossible that the guaranteed event might be something that you would need to do anyway. It should be skipping that is now my big reward, and I feel great about it. And there's no weird shenanigans. It should just be a flat out win for you to get them on the gamble. And then you can have this stuff. And I don't love it. I don't know. Like, one thing I say, like, imagine this wasn't a gacha game. Like, I think this is so gachified. And like, we're really almost lost in that sort of genre in a sense. But like, if this wasn't a gacha game, like, imagine it was whatever. Everyone was spending $20 a month. And it's like, oh, we're running a turtle event. But like, it's not monetized. It would be like, oh, they could do really fun stuff. Like, oh, here's your turtle. You've got like a turtle team. You got to take down Shredder to unlock Leonardo. You've got like special event limited champions. You can only use them in the special dungeon. You can do like cool turtle missions to like upgrade their gear over the course of the event. Beat Shredder, get Leonardo permanently. Like and likewise, they could have a bunch of cool missions and guaranteed ways and fun interactive stuff to get them. We should be, I think, player friendly and fun. This is very much lost in the gacha, and yeah, I think this is gacha gone way too far, where it's just it feels unpleasant, and again, it's worse because of the FOMO. So
I was actually gonna allude to that exact same thing. Like in my mind, the one thing I would have loved for IPs in this game is, especially with something like this, is just that guaranteed way to get it that doesn't include a summoning portion in a sense. Like, do you know, like sometimes they do those accumulative stuff, right? Like, oh, players deal this much damage to the Chimera over time, or players beat the Shredder dungeon this many times. And if as a community in the entire game we've reached that threshold, everybody gets one of the champions. Like they didn't do that at all. And I think that would be so badass, man, for something like this. Like, imagine at the end of it, yo guys, you've got 1 week TMNT chase. Everyone take down the Shredder dungeon, and at the end you get rewarded with someone. It'd be so cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's such a great idea. I think the gotcha-ness sort of prevents them from doing that, because that would be amazing. Imagine just the turtles, everyone could get them for free, and they're just really cool events. Amazing. But obviously, for Plarium, it's like, well, what if we just run a bunch of gambling events and then a bunch of shard guaranteed events, and we just make lots of money, right? And unfortunately, it's just the ideal is never going to happen. The best option for the player is just impossible because of how the game works, which sucks. Maybe with the turtles, because I don't think there's been an issue with April or with Shredder, again, apart from them being a bit too weak. But they could have brought in like Splinter, they could have brought in other turtle characters as well, and had a bunch of characters that you could chase and gamble for, have shard events for, and have the turtles themselves be guaranteed champions for everybody. That's actually easy to get. That'd be cool. But yeah, not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also tough. Then you're asking Plarium to design like 10 IP specific champions in a short time frame, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets complicated, but yeah. Then finally, one thing I wanted to touch on was the cost of these events as well, because we're talking about the 15x and guarantees sort of clashing with each other in the FOMO, but I mean it's also the sheer price. Like the I don't have you gone for Raphael in this deck?
Oh, do you know what? I'm a player that doesn't spend a lot. You know this anyway.
Yeah.
And there was actually a time where I actually spent on Prism Shots.
Yeah.
I was just in that FOMO mode. I was like, oh, do you know what? Let me just try for this. I think it was it Leonardo? Or was it Shredder? I can't remember which one that. It could have been Shredder because I love Shredder as well.
It was probably Leonardo before. I think they probably did prisons for Leo. Probably.
It could have been. And I did go in. I was just left there with a bunch of epics for like 200 quid. I was like, oh my God, what have I done, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just in general, like even if we just speak about what's going on at the moment with the soul stones, I believe to get Raphael is in the region of like what 250 to 300 quid.
I think it's 300 plus. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like obviously
lot.
some players, if we faction in like, you may have saved a bit, maybe you got like 2 Eternals, 5 Immortals, and maybe 20 Mortal Souls. Let's just say, right? It's going to be in that region, 250 to 300.
Yeah.
That is absolutely bonkers for one of the turtles.
Right?
Like, if you was to try and get like 3-4 of them, that's like $1,000. You can buy the latest PlayStation 5 game or console. You could buy the new Nintendo Switch 2 for the same price as 4 turtles. It's wild.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably buy a PS5, be like, wait, there's a PS5 Pro. I'd rather that. Sell the PS5, buy the PS5 Pro, and still be up on money versus spending for the turtles. Man. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy. Like, when you put it into that perspective, right, it is downright expensive. Like I just couldn't see a world where I would do it. But
yeah, no, I was saying it to you before on before we recorded, and I've mentioned it in a couple of videos and streams before. But like I saw a post on Reddit, and this was, hey, I'm a new player. I started playing Raid because I saw like, oh, TMNT are in Raid. Love TMNT. This looks cool. I'll give it a shot. I'll check this game out. They got Michelangelo for free. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then they said, oh, Donatello Fusion came around. I'm like a 2-week player, probably fairly casual as well. This is literally impossible. I just cannot get this champion. I tried my best. I got like, I think they said they got maybe 40 or 50 fragments, maybe even less than that, maybe only 30. And they said, I can't do it. This game sucks. Like, it's just sucks.
Yeah.
But like, imagine how they feel if they are still playing. I don't know. But imagine if they're playing today and it's like, oh, you need 11 Eternal Soul Stones to get Raphael. And it's like, sorry, what?
No way.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just mental. So they go, okay, I'm a new player. I joined for these turtles. I can't get them. It's impossible. The only way for me to get them is to spend money. And as you said, it's probably 300 plus bucks for each of them. You're looking at $1,000. You're looking at $1,000 to get the other turtles. And like at that point, you could buy like an entire game dedicated to the turtles for, I don't know.
You could probably buy the entire arcade game to put in your room.
Yeah, you could. You could.
The whole machine.
You could probably buy an actual. You could buy an actual real life turtle and the scientific equipment needed to turn them into a mutant ninja and make one for free in real life for cheaper.
It's really true because even stuff like Eternal Soul Stones, right, or just Soul Stones in general, they're very scarce. Because with the Eintrain's Fortress, it's a limited dungeon, right? We don't get unlimited playtime on it. Hydra comes around once a week for your rewards, and obviously you have to be playing the game for a good period of time to even unlock all of the difficulties and make teams for them.
Yeah.
You talk about Curse City, it's limited to some of the hardest stages on the board,
Yeah. Like, you gotta do this
unless
one.
You've been unless you've been playing for a very long period of time, these things are just not relatable for. And obviously with these IP collaborations, they obviously want to lure in new players, nostalgia value. Come play our game, guys. We got the Ninja Turtles here, who's got this? And they come in and they physically can't get the champion unless RNG's on their side from a shard, right? And I don't think that should ever be the case.
Yeah. Like I think it definitely sucks. And again, like a lot of it comes down to that FOMO. If you miss even one turtle, like you just feel bad, right? Like it's just awkward. And yeah, like I don't mind there being like I haven't minded with some of the other collabs. I don't really mind it with like April or Shredder half as much if they are more exclusive. Like having some of these champions be exclusive, uh, it's unfortunate. It's gotcha, but I'm like playing a gotcha game. You kind of know what you signed up for, right? So you can live with it. But yeah, like with the turtles themselves, I think it just feels really bad. And like you could easily see a
Yeah.
situation where you could be talking, like a friend could talk to you, be like, oh, I saw like turtles are in that game you play, right? Should I give it a go? And you just say no. You cannot even get them. Like you'll never see these
Yeah.
turtles unless you're paying $1,000 to get them all. It's not gonna happen. Which is just sad. It's really sad.
They should have
Um,
made the exclusive ones just the Shredder in April, exclude the
yeah,
Turtles completely, potentially. Could have
yeah,
been the better way to go.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because players would have still probably gone through like if there was like a guaranteed for Shredder right now with the Eternal Soul Stones, it's like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
it's an option, right? It's a void legendary. Do I have the resources? Let me just get it, right? Whatever. But
Mm.
at least then you're not tied into I cannot unlock my Unity effect unless I do this Eternal Soul Stones. You know,
Yeah,
it's
no, I agree.
it's
Is there anything else then? There are all the points I had written down. Like, is there anything else that they do differently for the next one of these sort of events? Like, is it too late to salvage this one, or
I
like, is it
think
fine, or what? How do we
I
feel?
think for me, for like, one of the main things for me is like I mentioned a bit earlier, is tie the event dungeon into getting one of your heroes.
Hmm.
That should just be 101. Like such a basic thing, you know. It's like I know it is a completely different topic, but if I'm going to play Call of Duty Zombies, something I like to play, and then something comes out where it's like, okay, play zombies, and then you get your damn rewards because it's the new map or whatever that may be. It should be like this for this as well, right? You just complete Shredder as a community, get one of the champions, you know? It entices you to play their new dungeon that they've put time into, build some teams,
Hmm.
and get a cool champ at the end of it, right? It's not that deep, man. It's
Yeah, yeah.
because we
I
don't
sort
really
of.
get anything, right? Outside of just artifacts, pretty much, and the tournaments
Mhm.
events.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I would say again, like this event dungeon is super hard. There either you would have to adjust the difficulty so that like again, like imagine someone started playing for the turtles. Like no matter how hard you play, you're not beating stage 30 within the 2 months or 3 months of the turtle IP collab. It's just impossible. So you would either have to adjust it, so be like, oh, if you're a brand new player, you only have to beat stage 10 of the dungeon or
Yeah,
whatever. For how long you've been playing the game, maybe they could adjust it, or your player level, maybe. Or, well, I was mentioning earlier, you could have like special event champions. So there'd be like a special event version of the event dungeon where I get pre-built champions and I can power them up by doing like some fun, easy enough missions over the course of the event. So it's like, oh, if I just play this team really well, maybe I can get the champion early. If I can't play it that well, I'm newer, whatever. Um, if I just keep playing for the whole event, like I'll power up my team and then I'll unlock them permanently for my account, and that'd be cool. But yeah, I think that'd be
yeah.
sick. It'd be pretty fun, right? Just here's your turtles, like earn them gear from doing events and tournaments over the course of this thing, and you get to play with them, test them out against Shredder, take down Shredder, and then unlock some of the stuff permanently alongside. Yeah, be cool.
Yes, it doesn't even
Yeah,
have to be like super duper easy. It's like, oh, like handing it to us on a plate, like some kind of
yeah,
grind element. Like gamers love that stuff, you know. But grinding for 3 months, at least it keeps it relevant throughout the TMNT event as well, right? Because it's a long
yeah.
period of time. Like just have an event that even if it takes 2 months to complete, at
Mm.
least you know you're getting the damn champion from playing their new modes and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
so there you go. Plarium is watching us. They're like, these guys really are that good. We gave them a fusion, which is somewhat doable. And we gave them one for free, and they still want more. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, you built the FOMO. You knew what you were doing. And like, yeah, you get to make lots of money, Plarium, from creating this FOMO, but you also have created a shitstorm too. So I
it's
don't know.
even with the. I
Yeah,
know we're kind of wrapping it up here, but even the
yeah,
fusion, obviously that was only like a 2 to 3 week period, right?
yeah.
And as a collaboration that's lasting over months, new players are still coming in and they physically can't get the new. So in a way,
That's
like
true.
we did get a fusion, but not everybody does, you know?
That's
Because
true. Like, yeah, I mean, you might pull him over the course of the event, but the chances of pulling him are
it's
minuscule. Again, it's something we didn't directly mention, but not only the cost of doing these events, but like we talked about the guaranteed, but like with the 15x, like 15x just sucks. It's just really bad now. Like they introduced 15x because it used to only be 10x, made it a bit better for a while. Now there's so many more champions that now 15x sucks again. And again, you just don't have the resources. Like unless you're spending hundreds, you're not going to have enough shards to be pulling on these 15x events. It's just not possible. So yeah,
Yeah.
as you said, you join now, like there's no way you're getting Donatello. It's just not happening.
Do you think with these kind of events, like it's not off topic but still on topic, do you think they should have a do you know how like Rosin is? Where
Oh,
it's like
permanent
kind of permanently
fusion?
maybe
Yeah.
not, it doesn't, maybe not if it's not just permanent, but maybe just for the duration of the event, like a bonus way for newer players to come in and at least get the champion, even if
Yeah.
it's the same kind of requirements of fragment events, and maybe it only pops up for the players that don't have him yet or something throughout
I could see.
milestones.
Yeah.
I think it could be something to look into
I
for
could see that.
for these kind of
There,
events.
there might be something. I think there is a thing for new players when you start. There might be like a guaranteed champion for
Do
10
you know what
sacred
they're
or
gonna
something.
do? They're gonna be like, use code Donatello, guys, cowabunga, get your
Oh
free,
shit!
free
Yeah, they could
players.
do that
That's what's gonna
too.
happen.
No,
Yeah.
my god, yeah, that would suck. Oh,
Because they did
jeez.
it right with the other fusion, the dwarf dude. What was
They
his
did.
name?
He was a
The
promo code.
Foulbeard, or whatever his name
Dolan,
was.
yeah, he
Yeah,
became
Dolan.
a code, which is
Yeah.
I think the promo
It's a
codes
feel
for
bad
raid.
for the people that went for the fusion. I can see
Right.
the double side of it, but
Mm,
at the same time, players still need to get the
yeah,
exclusive.
I think promo codes for raid like really just generally suck as well. But yeah, I didn't mind him being up for a code, but like I think they can make the codes a bit more forgiving. Like you can put in code, I don't know, every 3 months or something.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah, screw it. Why not? So that actual existing players can benefit as well.
Get a little chance as well. Yeah.
Little chance, yeah. I do feel like they give a lot to new players to sucker them in, enough to spend, and then once you're in, they really treat you badly. But anyway, we could rant for ages apparently about this. Let's rein it in here. We'll pause it here. We discussed a lot, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about turtle style events. Have you been happy with it? Are you not? Again, we've talked about the problems that we have with it. And yeah, stuff that hopefully they would address in the future. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, let us know your thoughts and make sure to check out YST's channel in the description. We're going to be doing a video over on his channel as well. So yeah, YST, final words for the video.
Bunga, dude.
Cowabunga, dude. Promo code for Donatello. Let's go. Just enter promo code YST and get your free Donatello.
Except for free Genzin,
free
with the
Genzin.
Donatello.
Yeah. That's it. Unlock the entire Shadowkin faction for free.
Oh, jeez, I'll be using that straight away.
That's right. But only if your account is 10 minutes old. If it's older than that, it doesn't work anymore. Okay.
You get a 30-second countdown.
30 seconds, yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on YST's channel. Goodbye.